Do you remember a time when Winfield was still sponsoring the Premier Rugby League competition in this country? And I'm thinking specifically of the late 80s. Now, if you're old enough to remember, it was at this point in time that Winfield, they pulled a marketing masterstroke through the Winfield Cup. And what they did is they got Tina Turner on board, who was one of the best known female performers in the world at that point in time. They got her on board and they got her to do a bunch of commercials for the Winfield Cup. First of all, they had her singing "What You Get Is What You See," and then a year after that they changed it to "Simply the Best." And that song, "Simply the Best," for the next 5 years pretty much became the game's unofficial anthem. Now, what made it so successful wasn't just the fact they got Tina Turner on board, but it was how they marketed her. Now, if you go back and you watch the ads, and you can find the links on YouTube, I'll post some links to these ads so you can take a look at them for yourself. But what they did is that in the ads, they didn't just have what you'd expect to be the standard footage, game footage and the popular players at the time, guys like Alan Langer and Peter Sterling, those guys, and obviously Tina Turner as well. No, what made these ads stand out, and it's if you stop them and you take a really close look at them, what they did is that they had a lot of footage of the players training, specifically players with their shirts off, sweating it out in the gym, players running through the surf with Tina, close-ups of the players from behind doing runs up the steps in their footy shorts. Now, this was unusual for these kind of ads because footy's always been more male-dominated sport, especially rugby league. So why was there so much footage of the players, not wearing very much clothing at all and sweating it out at the gym, that sort of thing? The reason they did it is because they wanted to get a bigger female audience on board. And as time showed, that's exactly what happened. More women started attending matches, more women started watching the games on TV. It was overall one of the most successful periods in the game's history. Now, what can we learn from this strategy towards marketing? What we can learn is that yet again the age-old saying is true. Sex sells because it appeals to one of our deepest instincts. It arouses a passion in us, and it's the oldest call to action known to man, really. Now, think about it in the modern day form. Think about ads that you see for deodorant, for perfume, for cars, for clothing, all sorts of other products, but it seems to specifically be ads for deodorant or perfume. Use those as an example. Now, how often in those ads do you see models wearing very little, or sometimes even completely nude? Or you see people, the guy puts on the deodorant and then the women start flocking to him, or the woman puts on whatever perfume they're advertising, and of course she's dressed to the nines and she walks down the street and she literally stops traffic. It's that same formula at work, that same appeal to our sexual instincts, that same idea that through consuming this product or buying this service or whatever it is, that there's going to be some form of sex appeal or passion associated with buying that product or that service. See, the thing with your marketing is that even if what you're saying is factually correct, if your presentation of those facts, of those calls to action, is in a very bland sort of monotone, just like how I'm speaking right now, and imagine that's your tone for how you market yourself, and there's nothing interesting about it, there's nothing that really sticks out, there's nothing memorable, there's nothing that grabs you. Guess what? Your target audience, they're going to forget what you had to say. They're not going to take any interest in your marketing message. The trick is to arouse that passion in them. As the saying goes, sex sells. That doesn't mean that you have to take a sleazy or lowbrow approach to how you market yourself. There's a tasteful way to do it. But you want to remember, arouse that passion in your target audience. Get them excited about your message. Because if you can do that, they're going to remember you. You know those annoying salespeople that you hear on TV, those spruikers, and they talk in these big, loud, intense, excited voices. Think about Daryl East like it's going to be huge. Now, a lot of us can't stand those people. As soon as you hear their voice, you turn the radio down or you change the TV channel because they just get on your nerves. But what they're doing, what they're attempting to do, is the same thing. They want you to take notice. They're talking in that big, loud, booming, passionate voice, and they're getting really excited about what they're selling because they want to instill that in you. And it's much more effective than them just coming out talking very evenly in that monotone I spoke about. It might annoy you, but it works, doesn't it? It doesn't matter what your business is. If you can excite the passion in your target audience, if you can really connect with them on that deep level, you're going to be a hell of a lot more successful in selling yourself online. So If you want to find out more about how you can get content that inspires your target audience to take action, contact me and let's sex up your content. In a completely non-sleazy way as well, guaranteed. But get in touch with me today for your free 30-minute consultation. Time's obviously limited, so the sooner you get in, the better a chance you have of being able to speak to me in the short term. And let's make your online marketing simply the best. I'm Ben from Scribe. Until next time, I'll catch you later.